Hey everyone, welcome to part 3 of Let's Play Football Manager 2016 with Fulham. And this is how we stand sort of middle end of October. As you can see by the league table, we're actually 5th, which isn't too bad at all. We're going to have a look at that in some detail, and then we'll get onto a live commentary. In this case, as you saw there, I think it was against Leeds, who are indeed bottom of the table. So this is our form, nice little addition to the table here. Sorry, up here we've won 2 and drawn 3, so not amazing. We have gone on, as you can see, there are 3 draws in the last 3, so that's not particularly good. But you know, we're high up. I think we're doing pretty damn well. We're 2 points off the top. We were top briefly. In fact, if I go into the past positions, as you can see, we were top here for a considerable amount, and we haven't, thankfully, since that whole game lost. We've done quite well. So I left you at the Blackburn game, and with just a few games to recap here, we beat Wolves 3-2, and Tom Kearney, let me tell you what, this guy has been outstanding. He has been absolutely fantastic for us. Ross McCormack really starting to turn it on now as well. You may have saw there on the homepage that he's leading goal scorer. He is unfortunately out injured, so you won't be able to see him. Slight sort of look there for Kearney perhaps, but the ball fell to him. He was in the right place and he put it in the back of the net, can't argue. And then we had this, which I think was the second goal, if I'm not mistaken. Coley Woodrow has been good, not incredible, but he's been pretty decent. Although there's a part of me wishes he would do more, but you know, he is only 19, so I can't expect too much of him. Slight elements of fortune for that second Kearney goal, but it was nice build-up play, so I can't argue. So, and this is the third goal, and yes, indeed, we nearly blew a 3-goal lead. Not too dissimilar to Blackburn, really, where we, you know, as I said in the previous video, the scoreline flattered us slightly, shall we say. And I'm not going to show you them 2 goals because, let's be honest, no one really wants to see them. We then beat Sheffield Wednesday 1-0. Coley Woodrow scoring, I think is that? No, it's not his first goal. Sorry, that's a load of rubbish. Certainly under me, anyway. I think. Would I be right in saying? 65th minute, a complete scramble, and it's goalkeeper. That was actually pretty good goalkeeping. To be fair, it just so happened Coley Woodrow was there, and you know, it was one of them scrappy, horrible goals. They had more shots than us, but we had that one clear-cut chance. But my God, look at that possession! Have you ever seen anything as one-sided as that? I mean, that's appalling. And we won. I mean, that is FMing the game right there. You know, in some alternative universe, there's some manager of Sheffield Wednesday going, "Oh, this fucking game." But we kind of paid the price. We haven't lost, so it's not too bad. This was a top of the table clash, first versus second between QPR. I did think about doing this one live, and I guess that turned out to be a good decision as it was 0-0. These two up front were totally hopeless, but at the back we were fairly solid, so I've got no complaints there. And 1-1, 0-0 against QPR is not the end of the world. They're, you know, a pretty good team, certainly for this level. Charlton 0-0 should have probably won here again. A little bit, I guess, toothless up front. Ross McCormack here with the goal. Not too impressed by some of the defending in this game, and I am still always, like, I'm watching the game and I am belter of a goal from McCormack, but I'm always like slightly on tenterhooks. You know, I'm always thinking, ooh, what's going to happen here? Are we going to concede? You know, you don't feel 100% confident with your own team, and that's never a good thing. But Matt Smith, who has already been complaining to me about not playing enough first team football, so had to throw him in here, and to his credit, he did alright. I mean, again, a slice of luck. Apparently he didn't mean this, according to the commentator, but nice finish, I can't argue with that. And with 11 minutes to go, you know, I think a 2-2 draw away at Borough is not bad, especially when that happens for you. You know, not bad at all. Again, down on the possession, but I'm not going to complain. I think if you'd offered me a point before that, I probably would have taken it. This one, though, we've got to expect to win, as I say, Leeds are doing pretty poor. And they even won a game yet. Steve Evans isn't charged. This, obviously, if you're watching in the future, I don't know how many more managers Leeds will have had since Halloween, but trust me, the future looks grim. I've got to be honest, unless Chiellini gets off, which I'm not sure. Well, apparently he is, according to the rumours today, but I don't know. So this is I'll show you the top goal scorers and the player stats and so on. Ross McCormick will be up there. As I say, he is out for, I think, another week. Injuries, what are you going to do? Adam Lafondra for Wolves is up there, FM legend, of course. Matt Phillips, Chris Martin, Will Keane. Who else have we had? Joe Garner has had 4 man of the matches so far, and Matt Phillips with 7 assists. I don't think we have anyone particularly with assists. I'd like to show you some more of these. Oh, hang on. No, it's starting to work. So Ross McCormick out in front with 7 goals. Kearney and Woodrow then with 3 each. Mitroglou obviously on loan. I'm just going to keep him in the team just so I remember he's there. Because I know what's going to happen. If I chuck him into the reserves, just to free up a bit of space, in the team selection thing here, I will probably just forget. I will literally just forget about him, and there's a guy going to be sitting there in my reserves on, God, how much? Nearly 20k a week. So, it's not going to be very good. And also, I might be able to use him, who knows. I've also got Stekelenburg. Again, I don't know if I'll be able to use him. I hope so. I like Stekelenburg. He's a good goalkeeper. He's got a few years left in him if he's 33. So, here we go then. So, we're going to play. So, this is the team. Let's get into this. Okay, Steeman will take. Scott Parker's been pretty poor, I've got to be honest. So, it's Christensen and Hyman at the moment. Woodrow and Smith up front. Smith playing as a support target man. Woodrow as an advanced forward. Catching Klish and Kearney out on the wide. And then goal, Ream, Steeman, Fredericks and Bettinelli in the middle. Is that Chris Wood? That certainly is Chris Wood for Leeds United. Let's see what else they got. They got Berardi. This young lad I've seen, Stuart Dallas, Northern Irish. And where have I seen him before? I've heard a few people talk him up. I don't know who it was, probably Northern Irishman. So if we win here, we have the potential to go back to the top, but not counting any chickens. We're at home though, and we probably should win this, hopefully comfortably. So I guess really first impressions there. I think this is now a good time to give overall first impressions. It's been a few days. I've had the weekend with it now. Certainly at the time of you seeing this, it will have been a weekend. I'm recording this on a Friday night. How do I like it? I think it's pretty good so far. It's still a little bit too early to talk about the gameplay and so on, but I like what I see. And there's Tom Kearney. The boy is on fire. He won Player of the Month. I actually won Manager of the Month as well. I should just point that out before I forget. But yeah, he's got 4 goals and 3 assists. We'll make that 5 goals now. He's absolutely on fire, playing his heart out. Tell you what, I thought he'd be pretty good, Tom Kearney, but I tell you what, he's been fantastic at the start. But yeah, in terms of the game, it's pretty good so far. It's as you'd expect with FM. A few nice little tweaks have helped it along. Less stupid things so far, but it's a beta. Things could go wrong, but that's what the beta's for. I think a lot of people seem to forget that that a beta is to squash bugs. That's why it's released. So excuse me, you need to make sure. If you're Sports Interactive, you need to make sure the game's at full pelt. It's working properly, and why not treat everyone, the fans, to the game early on? So I think it works. Anyway, back to the game at hand here. 1-0. Pretty uneventful, only 2 shots on target, and many clear-cut chances, although we are doing better. I might just go into the tactics here. Just push up slightly higher. Again, bear in mind, if you are watching this in the future and things look a little bit different, or there are certain things I shouldn't be doing, obviously we know further down the line not to do. Obviously, it's still early on. It's only the beta's been out for, I don't know, like 48 hours, I think, at this point, recording. So, bear in mind, still plenty to learn. And that's still what I'm doing. It's there's always a sort of learning process, a learning curve to any new FM, because there's always new and different tweaks. I've got to say, the only thing I genuinely don't like so far, there's always criticism, and I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but there's a sort of, when you do anything, when you bring up a context menu, there's some sort of fading. The background sort of fades. Good save by Bettinelli there. And it sort of goes into sort of frosted, if you know what I mean. And it lags my computer like crazy. It's very frustrating, and I do hope they get rid of it. Oh, chance for Woodrow. That's 2-0. Lovely finish. Absolutely smashed it in. And that's 4 goals for him so far this season. He started pretty damn well. He could have more, really, if he had better composure. But that's a lovely finish. Very good stuff. 2-0. and things are going well. So I'm just going to be a little bit cautious now. I'm just going to put that back to normal. It's not, nothing over the top, changing. Just want to be a little bit more cautious now, tiny bit. Hopefully now, one of the things we saw in FM 14 and 15, I don't know, I just seem to notice, I don't know if I just noticed it a lot more or if that was just a bigger feature of the game, but how many times you would lose, and every time, how often you would lose 2-goal leads. I made such a big deal of it, specifically early on in the game. Oh, and that's nearly gone in. 2-goal leads just seems to just disappear more than Harry Houdini. It was getting ridiculous. And, there's nothing more frustrating than losing a 3-goal lead is pretty frustrating. Okay, we're going to make a change here. Matt Smith absolutely done nothing again. We're going to bring on Dembele, so it'll be a bit more like for like. Hyman's not been particularly great. Christensen, though, has been a lot worse. Let's bring Scott Parker on. Okay, he will do that, and he will also defend, as that's his best role. Hyman is a little bit tired, but I'm going to leave that for now. I do apologise if you can hear it whirring in the background. That is my computer. It's one thing it does. It seems to be a lot more graphically intensive, this game. I can notice my fans are starting up a lot on my computer, are starting up a lot more sooner, a lot more powerful. So that's one thing I probably would say. Let's see. Let's go back to balanced, and that's not worked the balance. No, actually, I will. I'll leave that on. Okay. That's fine. We'll stop that again. Let's go to counter. Just, again, precaution. 3 minutes of added time. And it looks like it's going to coast on right through. We've got 25 seconds to go. And this could be a win. That puts us top. A little bit nervous at the end. Again, leaking goals. Well, not leaking goals, but giving away stupid goals. But I think that should be enough, and it is. It's another 2. Well, it's not 2-1, it was 3-1 last time against Blackburn, but 2-1 it is. Probably should have been a bit easier than actually what it was. Again, Leeds having too many shots. I do think the defence is decent, but it's not great, as you can see. But Tom Kearney, again, the outstanding player, getting 9 rating there, puts us top of the league. Not bad. I was always wondering, I was saying on Twitter, how on earth is this Fulham team not coasting the Championship? And well, I guess I'm proving it right here. Cully Woodrow out for 2 to 3 weeks. OG, an injury on Football Manager. Blah blah blah. Well, with McCormick and Woodrow, that's kind of concerning now, as I'm going to have to play Smith and Dembele, which isn't not very good. But hopefully he won't be missed too much. So yeah, let's have a look at the league in a bit more detail then. So we haven't lost since the whole game. That's 7 wins now with 3 draws. And 20 goals scored, only 11 conceded. Now, I should point out about the conceded column, in case you've never really watched the Championship or don't know too much about it. This column is frankly irrelevant. There's so many teams, and there's just goals flying all over the place. This is going to be a high number, no matter who you are, unless you are a genuinely overpowered team that is in no state to be there. If you're like, I don't know, Arsenal, and they've been relegated, but they've somehow kept all their own, the good players, then yeah, that will be a low number. But generally, 99 times out of 100, that is going to be a really high number, because I just find that either, everyone hits a sticky patch. Famously in FM, it was always sort of January, February, March, and I suffered this a lot as well. You would just hit a patch and you'd just slump, and there was no and it would just be out of the blue, and it happened for absolutely no reason. And it is immensely frustrating, but it's not for a while, and I didn't really notice it in 14 or 15, so maybe they've phased that out. I don't know. So that's a good little look at the league. Incidentally, let's have a look at the Premier League. That is how it looks, and okay. Man United down in 10th. Kevin De Bruyne and Alexis Sanchez are the goal scorers. John Stones is the highest average rating. Man City leading the way, haven't lost yet. Let's see, Watford in 7th, Newcastle in 8th, and Southampton in 19th. West Brom have not actually won a game. Right, Liverpool have signed Barbosa, of course, a must-sign if you are have been playing any FM over the last few years, of course. He's someone who everyone always says, oh, you must sign him straight away. So that's that. We'll go around more European leagues as the season goes on. But that's just a quick look at the Premier League. But this is the main one we're obviously going to focus on. And again, a decent performance and a decent result that puts us top. Now, do I expect us to stay there? Not necessarily. You know, these are long marathons, the Championship season. It's an immensely difficult fixture list to contend with. And part of me hopes that we can get promoted. I've done it before with Brighton, and they say I've done it with Cardiff. So it's not impossible. It's just, can we keep it up? And that's going to be the challenge. Let's see what happens. If we're still in the top 6 by sort of Christmas time, who knows? Keep it going. Let's see what happens. Thank you very much for watching. Please do give the video a like, and I will be back probably, again in the game time around Christmas, maybe just before, with another live commentary. Thank you for watching. I'll see you then. Goodbye.